Hola a todos. Comenzamos con otra sesión de Fire Elementary Houses. La vez pasada comenzamos el capítulo Tempestad de Escudos y Espadas. Nada más que como fueron bastantes anexos, no pasamos el capítulo. Terminamos el anexo de Edelgard, Hubert y de Petra y Bernadetta, que fue el más difícil. Y vamos a hacer ahora, nos queda un punto, vamos a aprovecharlo para hacer experiencia en batida en las montañas. Unos bandidos siembran el caos en las montañas y dan el recibir su merecido. Vamos para allá. Ese nivel recomendado 33, además que es en lo que andamos de nivel. El que sé que anda bajito es Linhard. Linhard anda muy bajo de nivel. Pero es curandero, ¿verdad? Entonces, pues tampoco es como que wow. No están las en el frente de las líneas. Odio este mapa. Ok. Son muchos de lanza. Y usar de hacha. Comenzamos. Mi objetivo de esta batalla va a ser subir de nivel a Gaspar.
Put me in there. I'm not going down. Attack at your own risk.
At your service.
What's my strategy?
I'll cut through.
For the Empire. Let's keep up the pace.
All is going to plan. I'm awake.
I do this for all of us.
Might makes right. You haven't earned my pity. I fight
down.
Sí, lo mató.
For the fate of foe.
Hola, Kazu, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás, Kazusugi? Buen viernes.
My ambitions are within reach. Each milestone.
Apenas estoy empezando, estoy haciendo la misión adicional que me quedaba para hacer, no es historia, solamente estoy subiendo de nivel los personajes. Iba a ponerlo allá. Bueno, no importa. Acabo de enterarme que Yerisa tiene la habilidad de contraatacar desde cualquier lado. Sí, sí tiene contraataque. No lo tengo aquí conmigo. Bueno, ahí está, ¿verdad? Pero no la tengo en la batalla. Bueno. ¿No se la habías puesto?
I'm not going down! You're all going down!
Bien.
Might makes right.
No pueden contracaspar.
Attack at your own risk. That's a win for everyone.
Y me libró de un mago pesadísimo de la penúltima batalla. Estoy haciendo de nuevo ahora. ¿Estás ahí en la parte final?
Big win.
A little scratch won't stop me.
This could turn the tides.
Ya mero llego al final. Espero que sí. Espero que sí llegue al final. ¿Es de nivel 36? Ya me lo te alcanzo, ando en nivel 35.
It won't be in vain.
I'm not going down. Who's next? Get in line.
Casi no los entrenaste. No sé, listo.
More fighting.
Another victory.
Not what I was hoping for.
Supongo que en su momento aproveché el mes para entrenar hasta el 40. En puras batallas, puras batallas, puras batallas. Hasta eso casi no. Nomás he hecho 2, creo, batallas adicionales. Porque generalmente hago una semana de educación, una semana de batallas. Una semana de educación, una de batallas. Más bien exploración y batallas, exploración y batallas. Y he tratado de no sobreexplotar a los monos, pero he estado bien. Vamos farmeando dinero. ¿Qué vas a comprar? El cumpleaños de Licitea.
I am grateful.
Es última promoción. Vas a comprar los sellos.
Hubert, my boy. It's rather rare for the two of us to see one another with no one else around, isn't it?
Yes, I believe it is.
I was good friends with your father, you know. Perhaps this is fate, eh? Of course, when I left the Empire, I broke off my friendship with him. And, well, everyone else.
You were right to sever ties with such a miserable piece of filth.
Hubert, contemptible though your father may be, he is still your father.
Don't overcomplicate it. I will not forgive him. Ever. Contemptible is just the right word for the wretch. Do you truly know what kind of man my father was?
I assume you're talking about the insurrection of the Seven. At the time, I was already at Garreg Mach. I know nothing more than hearsay. That said, I found it hard to believe that Lord Vestra would challenge the Emperor like that.
Yet that's exactly what he did. Since the dawn of the Adrestian Empire, House Vestra has served House Hresvelg as the Emperor's right hand.
Okay.
My father spat on a legacy of loyalty and devotion that had lasted 1100 years. He conspired with the ministers to usurp power from the Emperor and Lady Edelgard.
In your father's defense, the Emperor was attempting to take power from the Seven Houses. The Emperor's reform was an attempt to concentrate power in the hands of the throne. The nobles put a stop to that. Emperor Ionius lost the ensuing power struggle.
Now it is the nobles' turn to suffer defeat. Her Majesty will crush all who oppose her.
You hope she can cease this never-ending conflict? That's quite a goal, Hubert.
Esta conversación estuvo chida. Me gustó, no sabía esa historia. Yo pensé que el ministro y las serpientes, estas tus líderes in the Dark, habían sido nada más los que habían peleado con Ionus, pero no, habían sido las 7 casas. Por eso odiaba al padre, a este Hubert odiaba al padre, a su padre.
That's the last of them.
Hola Chris, ¿cómo estás?
Another threat to Her Majesty?
Bienvenido.
It's me. You owe me for that one.
Shamir, what are you doing here?
Same thing you are, but I'm after a particular target.
Mañana a ver si le damos al monster entonces.
Soros is proving troublesome.
Más tempranito. Bueno, igual como la otra vez.
I was negligent. I had thought we'd sufficiently thin the numbers of these scum. Seems I was mistaken. In any case, you have my thanks.
Save it. Just doing my job.
Para no pasar de las 12, en mi casa.
Former allies. Do you feel no remorse whatsoever?
Porque esta semana estoy batallando mucho con el sueño y no quiero repetir.
You are not me. Answer the question.
What's it matter? I owed a debt to Rhea. I served in the Knights of Saros to repay her.
Sale, ahí te mando un mensajillo mañana.
Now I'm here. I'm sure it was considered dishonorable of me to leave, but that's none of my concern. I have no connection to the Saros faith, nor to the ways of Foglin.
That's right.
Dagda.
Dagda. Well, consider me glad you're on the right side. At least for the time being.
You worry too much. Watch out, or it'll be the death of you.
¿Pasó algo bueno en el juego? No, estoy viendo las historias de los personajes, estoy descubriendo más de ellos.
Ah, here you are.
What's up, Lynn? Come to invite me to dinner?
Well, that too, but first there is something I wish to say. I believe I previously implied that it's okay to live out your days by running away from what troubles you. And I think that I was unkind to you.
Puedes cogerlo en japonés, pero
To be
ya lo había empezado con en inglés, pues lo dejé en inglés.
I currently feel a bit uneasy about something. One of the effects of running away constantly is that eventually one runs out of places to, well...
No se me hace británico.
Because I avoid memories I find unpleasant, the number of things I avoid is forever increasing. I've never learned to deal with the pain of my past, so I can never increase my tolerance toward new pains.
Se me hace más inglés americano por lo golpeado que hablan.
That's all. But there are some nights where it really worries me.
That's what you wanted to say? It'd be the same if you weren't avoiding things. You'd just be up at night wondering what was coming next. Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate you showing me a glimpse of your real self for the first time.
For the first
Muy bien,
time,
muchas gracias.
each time I speak, I show my real self.
So,
Pero ya 2 capítulos atrás, 2 sesiones atrás se murieron.
when you said I was a
Ahorita no se ha muerto nadie. Bueno,
true?
se murieron de los míos, pero regresamos en el tiempo.
You were just trying to make me feel better.
De hecho, nos tocó ver ayer, se me hace caso, pero
Why, Lynn?
Why?
ya cuando iba a acabar el capítulo de Petra,
Rather happy about
salieron refuerzos de Catherine. No esperaba eso y me mató a Violet. Con 4 ataques de espada me mató. Ah, no, eran 4 ataques de espada, pero me mató con un crítico.
Laugh too much.
Ya tuve que reiniciar
invite you to dinner.
la cosa esa y intentar otra vez.
When I walked in, you asked if I'd come to invite you to dinner. I said yes, but I can't be bothered to walk into town. Shall we visit the dining hall?
What? Oh, fine. Show me this easygoing way of yours.
Sí, no me esperaba yo tampoco eso y en vez de salir corriendo con Petra para la salida, dije, no, lo voy a hacer frente a todos. Y me mató Catherine.
Oh, Petra, are you researching something?
Yes, I am investigating useful fighting techniques.
You're always trying to become a better fighter. Personally, I'm sick of all the battles.
You are feeling sick about battle? Oh, I understand. Yes, I am also wishing for this war to finish quickly.
Sooner the better. I don't even remember the last time I washed my hair.
Yes, it is hard to be braiding your hair when it is damaged from lack of care.
Esta misma es la que me mató Hubert
I
ACT.
don't think I've seen many braids like
Ah.
yours, Petra. I
¿Sale
assume
Hubert?
it's a hairstyle from Bridget. May I take a closer look?
¿Andan viendo Fire Emblem?
This style
Moon Knight,
of braiding
sí.
has been
Ayer
passed down.
vi el nuevo capítulo, el último capítulo que salió. Estuvo bien suave, no nada de spoilers, pero
It must take a long
está
time
muy
to
padre la serie.
Your words are delighting me. Braiding it does take up a great amount of time every day.
Every day?
Siento que al final no va a estar tan suave como este último capítulo, pero
When
sí quiero ver cómo acaba.
Do you think you could teach me? It would be fun to match you every now and then. And once I learn how, I can help you with your hair. What do you think?
I am really liking that idea. It would give me great happiness to have our hair match.
I'd like it too.
Dorothy,
Hola Alex, ándale, descansa, nos vemos al ratillo.
I thought you
Tú
would...
tómate tu power nap.
But then
No
I
pasa
gained
nada.
understanding.
Thank you for the lurk.
Now I am knowing that is how you show your kindness. And I have much gratitude for that. It is impossible to be imagining life without you. You are... precious to me.
Petra, what a lovely thing to say. I might just cry.
If you will be crying, you can have my... my shoulder. For your crying.
Oh, I was just playing around. But if I ever do need a good cry, I do hope you'll lend me your shoulder.
My shoulder will always be available for you.
Oh, yeah? So I don't even need to make a reservation or anything?
A
Muy
reservation
buenas noches.
for my shoulder?
Oh, I just meant... You know what? It doesn't matter.
El que sí había visto era el de Edelgar con Dorotea.
Enjoy spending time
Ahí sí digo,
Stop worrying about
ahí sí hay bodorrio
If that is
entre
the...
Dorotea y Edelgar.
Will you be coming to Bridget with me?
Huh?
When this war is finished, I am wishing for you to be seeing my homeland.
You are? Oh my. I'd love to, Petra. As soon as the fighting is done, I'd like nothing more than to see Bridget with you.
Más que todavía no... Ah, mira, ya sigue. Ya sigue el de Dorotea y Edelgar.
Hey, Adie, take a look at this. I received it as a gift. It was sent from... I don't remember. Anyway, the point is...
Dorothea, when you receive a gift, don't you think you should try to remember who it's from?
You're right. That's a little thoughtless of me.
What's gotten into you lately? You seem mostly uninterested in the various suitors throwing themselves at you. Is something on your mind?
Oh, don't worry about me. Everything's fine. I'm just not that interested in certain men.
Do you have any idea why?
Well, I do have an inkling.
You seem reluctant to tell me. Is it somehow my fault?
No, nothing like that. Okay, I suppose you're not completely wrong, but...
How do you mean? Please, just say what's on your mind.
When the two of us are together, talking like this, somehow I don't feel like I care about my troubles with love anymore. So it's fine.
There's nothing wrong with that, of course. But it seems we should get to the bottom of such a drastic change. Maybe we can figure it out if we just...
Adie, I'm telling you, I'm fine. If you push me any further, I'll write an opera about you. I'll do it right here and now. And then I'll sing it in your face.
Settle down, Dorothea. I can take a hint. If you insist, I'll drop the subject. Whatever you do, don't write more opera lines about me. My cheeks are probably still red from your last performance.
Well, I can't promise anything. But if I try real hard, by the time the war is over, I might just have an opera written, starring you. No need to worry, though, Adie. I'll be fabulous as you. A performance they'll rave about for years.
The frightening part is that I don't know whether you're joking or not. But I do regret to inform you that you won't be playing the role of Edelgard.
Why's that?
Don't you see? No story about me would be complete without the character of Dorothea. It would be ridiculous for you to play me instead of yourself.
Adie, you really are something special, aren't you?
Ya bésense.
Ah, young Edelgard. This is your first time in this room, yes?
No capea la Edelgard.
Student, I avoided this place. I couldn't allow the church to learn of my crests after all.
True enough. but now you have come here.
Ándale, descansa. Sueña bonito.
That as an indication that you have come to trust me a little more?
I suppose so, though I'm still bothered by certain things.
Tell me, what things might those be?
Well, we're fighting to free the world from the Church's control and to unify. You must have some idea of what the world I'm seeking to create will be like.
With the world freed from the powers of crests, Fodlan's system of nobility will collapse.
Precisely. Our current system is founded on the fact that crests are inherited through blood. If we shatter the status quo so that those without crests are no longer at the mercy of those with them, the very concept of nobility will vanish.
Why should that have any effect on me? I am no longer a member of the nobility.
Perhaps the fate of the nobility is of no consequence to you. But what about that of crests? You've devoted your life to unraveling their secrets. Whereas I seek to create a world where crests are no longer valued. In fact, I would prefer to rid the world of them entirely if at all possible. Does this not concern you?
I see. I think I finally understand why you've always seemed so unsure about me. You imagine your ambition might crush my dreams. I assure you, there is nothing to worry about. I support your plans and your ideals wholeheartedly. But at the same time, I also believe that the influence of crests will not be so easily quelled. That is why I must continue to research them and unravel all the secrets they hold.
I see.
Okay. Kahneman y Linhart.
Ah, Linhart. Reading as studiously as ever, I see. Anything to do with crests?
Hello, Professor Hanneman. Actually, this book's about fishing.
I didn't realize you were interested in fishing. What an unexpected discovery. I had heard that you were only interested in crests, to the exclusion of all else. As it were, I had rather thought I could train you as my successor, should we get to know one another better.
I'm sorry to betray your expectations. Truth be told, I've been thinking of giving up on my crest research.
What? Whatever for? Don't tell me you believe fishing to be a more worthwhile pursuit.
No, it's nothing to do with fishing. I adore the subject of crests. But to study them, you have to consult the people who bear them, right? I just don't have the energy for that.
It is an unavoidable hardship, I admit. But the satisfaction of making a real breakthrough is second to none.
I'm sure the satisfaction of catching a fish is pretty great, too.
Consider this, child. Luring fish from the depths pales in comparison to untangling the mysteries of a quest. Why? It all comes down to purpose. Purpose, I say.
Calm down. I get it. Really.
Evidently, you do not. You must have something to work toward in life. The ultimate goal of fishing is to eat the fish. The goal of solving the mysteries of crests is, well, you must find that for yourself. What do you hope to uncover once everything is finally explained? What motivates you to keep digging deeper?
I had never thought about it like that. Perhaps if I did have a goal, I might share your enthusiasm on the subject.
Ok. Mercedes, Ira, Mercedes y Yeritza Kazu. Ya tenemos nuestro primer support. Vamos a darle.
I never imagined I'd see you again.
Indeed.
Ok.
Emil, I've missed you so much.
Emil.
How long has it been since we last spoke?
Since you left House Bartels, I was 8.
And just look at you now, all grown up.
Okay.
That you still indulge in sweets. It makes me happy to see that you're still the same in some ways.
It has been some time since I've tasted such a thing.
Well, of course. That's because this is a recipe only Mother and I know of. Oh no, you've gotten crumbs all over your face. Sit still while I wipe them off.
Stop it.
Oh, come on. Allow me to be your big sis. It won't hurt you to indulge me.
Mercedes, the little brother you once loved, he is no longer here.
It doesn't matter to me how you've changed. You will always be my baby brother. You are precious to both me and to Mother.
Mother is well, I assume.
She is very well. You should send her a letter. She'd be so thrilled.
I suppose.
Mother has always borne a deep regret over what happened. We should have brought you with us. We never intended to leave you alone with House Bartels.
Perhaps not. But it was wise of Mother to have only taken you. As the heir, if she had taken me, Father would have searched relentlessly for us all. And had he found us, I feel certain he'd have killed you both.
Yes, that's what Mother said too. He'd have done exactly that. You know, I've heard about what happened. About killing the family of House Bartels.
And? Are you afraid of me? Or do you despise me?
Neither of those. That isn't why I bring this up. I understand your reasons, but it's a terrible thing to take a life. You understood that even then. I've been waiting a very long time to ask you. Why did you do it? Why did you kill your father?
Because I wanted to.
I know you're avoiding my question. I can hear it in your voice. I won't ask any further if you don't want to tell me why. But just let me know if you ever feel ready to talk to me about it.
Understood. The time may eventually come.
Until then, I'll wait patiently.
Sí, hay un montón de padres hijos de su maíz. Por eso los hijos salieron así.
Mercedes! Finally! There you are.
Ah, Ferdinand! Why are you so short of breath?
I just wanted to show you something.
What's this? Oh.
Yes, these are financial records that I recovered from your adoptive father. They proved that when he adopted you, large sums of money changed hands.
Where did you come across these?
I stealthily made my way into Ferdiad and looked around his estate.
Okay.
It was easy. That kind of thing is no trouble for an intrepid young noble such as myself.
That's amazing! I mean, amazingly irresponsible. I can't believe you put yourself at risk for my benefit. I really wish you wouldn't do such things.
No, I did it for my benefit. I could not help myself. With these documents, we can show everyone what a scoundrel your adoptive father really is. His noble aspirations will be crushed. The lord of the region will probably rescind his adoption contract. In other words, you will be free. Here, take them. Do with them what you will.
Do you really believe these will set me free?
Yes, of course. You will be free to decide your own path in life, and go wherever your heart leads you.
That does sound nice, but... I'm sorry, Ferdinand, but I think you should hold on to the documents.
Why? Is this not what you want?
I've lived so much of my life following everyone else's lead, so much so that I've come to terms with it. It's almost unavoidable at this point. But with these, I could regain my freedom and change all that.
You baffle me. Do you not wish to be free?
Of course I do. Let me try.
Quiere ser libre por sus propias manos.
Ahem. A true noble cuts their own path, seizing freedom from the clutches of tyranny.
I cannot argue with that. Fine then. I will hold on to the documents.
But I'm really very happy that you're so concerned with my well-being.
Su gran poema.
It means so much to me that you went through all that trouble on my behalf.
Of course, Mercedes. The smile on your face is well worth the effort.
Sí, no quiere que la salven, quiere que ella... Quiere lograrlo ella.
Here you are.
Oh, were you looking for me, Felix?
You were injured in the last battle. Are you okay?
I'm fine now. Thank you for your concern.
You really are troublesome.
I'm so sorry. I didn't want to get in your way out there. I just couldn't help but worry. I was only trying to keep an eye on you.
What are you even doing on the battlefield? You endangered yourself and got hurt. Such a stupid thing to do.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, you're right. I have no excuses.
If you intend to carry on being such a fool, you'd best stay near me.
Are you sure? I'd hate to get in your way again.
You can...
Los pobres no encuentran un señor que sea buena gente.
You can keep thinking of me as your little brother. And that'd be better than going through this again.
But I thought you didn't like that. Didn't you say you were fed up with it?
I am fed up with it. I've already spent years filling in for someone who's dead. My older brother inspired love and respect. He was a great knight. He died. Since his death, his memory has
porque
a shadow.
estoy peinado.
Oh, I didn't know you had a brother too.
I don't let my personal feelings distract me on the battlefield. Still, do I really remind you of him?
Well, you don't look like him, but something about you feels so familiar. It just makes me want to protect you. That's not to say that you're incapable or unreliable or anything like that. In fact, it's quite the opposite. You're the one who just came to check on me.
You need to pay attention to your surroundings. You're reckless. Lives are at stake, including mine when I have to run over and save your skin.
Yes, I'll try to be more careful. Thank you for being so kind, Felix.
Whatever.
Pobrecita. Me da cosa, Mercedes. Gracias, gracias. Para esconder mi greñero.
Ah, Dorothea. I am surprised to find you here. I did not think you were all that religious.
There's a lot you don't know, Ferdy. But you're right. I'd hardly call myself devout. After all, it was thanks to the goddess and her noble regime that I suffered so much as a child.
You must be quite brave to speak so coarsely in this hallowed place. But what do you mean? About suffering as a child?
Do I really have to tell you? Oh, forget it. I'm sure you already know that I'm an orphan. I grew up in the alleys of Enbar, begging for coins, eating scraps, drinking from drains.
I see. I remember seeing street children around the city.
I could have died. Then the right person overheard me singing. And suddenly I was in the opera. I was a songstress. And my goodness, did the nobles like me. The people who used to spit on me and call me an urchin, they praised my voice and my beauty. A nobleman who once kicked me gave me the most gorgeous shoes. I almost asked if it was a joke.
So that is why you despise the nobility. But why do you think I am the same as them? Do you really believe that is the kind of man I am? You think I would ever treat people differently based on appearances? There is nothing noble about that.
Really? You're something different? That's not how I remember things. It was the very day that I was discovered. I was in high spirits. Nothing was wrong in the world. I secretly bathed in one of the town's fountains, hoping to wash off some of the dirt from the streets. I sang the same song the opera composer overheard earlier that day. And that's when you appeared.
Me? No, it could not have been.
Don't play dumb. You glared at me, the same look I'd gotten from every other noble, then you ran off. When we met at the academy, you were a different person. All smiles and friendly words. You were like a bee, Ferdinand. A bee attracted to a flower in full bloom.
So it was you then, singing that song. Dorothea, please listen. This is a misunderstanding. When I saw you, I could not take my eyes off you. I was hypnotized. Your beautiful voice, your elegant face, droplets of water on your skin that glittered in the sun. I thought you were a water nymph.
Stop it, don't lie to me.
Ferdinand
It
chiquita.
is true. I was only a child. The vision overwhelmed me. That is why I ran. I plucked up the courage to return, but no one was there. I thought perhaps it was a dream.
Maybe I can believe you. I've wanted to, ever since the day you made me those treats. I thought then that maybe you weren't like the others, but there's a lot I have to let go of, Ferdy.
Of course. I am glad we had this conversation. You know, I do not mind you thinking of me as a bee. Life as a simple drone, circling a queen. It actually sounds quite wonderful.
Don't drones keep the queen safe from other bugs? I like the sound of that.
Pobre Dorotea.
You're following me. Stop.
I am leaving you alone, just as you asked. I may be walking the same way as you, but
What do you want?
you've made it abundantly clear I'm not to want anything from you, including politeness.
I heard a rumor that you're planning to settle down with a noble. I abandoned my family, so you'll have to look elsewhere. Not much to gain from marrying me.
I just find you interesting is all. Is that so odd?
Interesting? I'm not interesting. What do you mean?
I've never met a noble so...
Arisco.
Yes, that's the word, unsocial.
Arisco.
Other nobles are quick to be friends, even if it's just because they might gain something from it.
The Empire's nobility, maybe. The Kingdom's nobility is a whole different animal.
If they are, so what? You should care how others think of you.
Why? I don't answer to them.
Y comió el señor Dios de los mares y rey del agua.
I'll prove my
Rey del agua.
battlefield.
Comí
So much about
tacos.
appearance, I can't
Comí
even
unos
see each
tacos
other.
de barbacoa.
It makes me sick.
Oh, I agree. What's important isn't how someone looks.
La verdad no estaban tan buenos. Pero
pretend
como quiera no tengo hambre. No.
I don't even have a very good
¿Y
understanding
tú,
of my
tú
own.
Chris? ¿Qué comiste hoy?
You see mine just fine.
¿O qué vas a comer?
Just a silly girl with no thoughts in her head except for marrying a noble. Yes? Goodbye, Felix.
¿Quién sabe que añadió Félix? Los más altos han sido Dorotea, se me hace Dorotea y Mercedes. Ah, y Bernadetta también. Nomás tengo esos. Ja. ¿Te quedan los tacos? La tortilla y barbacoa ya. Ah, sí, y aguacate, palta. Ando comiendo carnita guisada y arroz. Qué rico. Eso todos. Ay, no hay sello supremo. No hay sello supremo. No tengo sellos. Bueno. Pero encariñado como tal, ¿con quién? ¿Cómo encariñado? ¿Con nadie? Yo lo he visto bien seco con todos. Pero no lleva carne o pollo o pescado. Sí, carne de barbacoa. Es barbacoa de res, perdón. Es que acá le decimos nada más barbacoa, pero es barbacoa de res. La defensa de Garreg Mach. La reunificación de Falkland está más cerca tras la anexión de la Alianza. Los escuadrón del Águila Negra se preparan en Garreg Mach para conquistar el reino sin sospechar que un enemigo se echa entre las sombras. Why, thank you so much!
So much.
Following the Alliance's defeat, the Black Eagle Strike Force prepares to invade the kingdom. But the kingdom's new allies, the Knights of Seros, begin to make an advance of their own. After appearing in Aelel, the Valley of Torment, and following the border south, the Knights of Seros openly march to recapture the monastery at Garreg Mach.
Setet viene a atacarlos. Es como solo dijiste barbacoa, pensé que fue la salsa normal. Ah, no. Sí, sorry. Es que acá, cuando decimos barbacoa, generalmente nos referimos a eso, a barbacoa de res.
Raid from the north! Their flag bears the symbol of the Knights of Seros. One of our troops has already intercepted them. Your Majesty, please give us your orders.
From the north? Interesting. Could it be they journeyed through Aelel, the Valley of Torment? Is the Archbishop among the enemy ranks? If so, focus our attacks on her first.
Understood.
Our enemy knows Garreg Mach inside and out. They can come and go as they please. It would have been best if we had detected them sooner, but that can't be helped. Professor, we must hurry and intercept them ourselves. I'll leave the preparations to you.
The battle looks to be rather cumbersome. We are still guarding all of Garreg Mach, but there are undoubtedly numerous secret passages and magic traps. There is still much about this place that we do not know. It is quite possible they will attack from a location we cannot anticipate.
Okay.
I must head out first to give my orders. I'll meet up with you soon. Call for General Randolph and General Ladislav.
Esos no. Cuando la aislaba, no los está protegiendo yo.
We called this place our home.
Pues entraba con Anek, Félix es buena gente. De hecho es él quien le habla. Pues así en ese caso con Bernadetta. Desde que le robó la espada a Bernadetta. Es el que ha andado tratando de hacerse amigo de ella. Para que le enseñe la técnica de cómo lo desarmó. Pero ya ves cómo es Bernadetta, pues no sé.
We must show these fools the error of their ways. They shall pay for the sin of invading Garreg Mach.
Oh, but the professor is fighting alongside our foe. The same one who saved my life.
That is true. Though I find forgiveness difficult, we do owe that wayward soul a debt. However, the fact remains that because of the professor, Rhea has long been tormented. To think that the vessel of the goddess, entrusted with the sword of the Creator, could go on to... it angers me to even think of it. All that has happened has changed Rhea. I imagine it has changed the professor as well. Even if we prevail, I doubt that the church can ever fully return to the way it once was.
Brother?
Dear Flame.
Dije, ya empezó a llover.
You with me because you were so insistent. Still, no matter what happens, you must not go near the front lines. If something were to happen to you, it would utterly destroy me. You are my reason for breathing. Do you understand?
I understand. If something were to happen to you, it would break my heart. I could not go on either. I cannot help but wonder if there is a way to end this without fighting the professor.
¿Podrá hablarles a Sete de Aflame? Pikachu anda loquis. Pero es que me están... ¿Cómo se dice? Míralo, están todos verdes. Quieren que les des espadazos. Ay. Voy a ver qué pasa. Voy a tratar de no matarlos. A ver. Ahora estamos al revés en el mapa. Quítate, Ted. Okay. Son muchos. Oh, ¿qué pasó? Esto no se veía. Se cayó todo un cacho de tierra. Aquí había más casas. Imagino que tenemos que defender la puerta. Yo recuerdo matarlos, pero en un video recuerdo que decía que podían huir. Ok. Voy a esforzarme un poco, a ver si se puede.
We were successful in sneaking up on Garreg Mach. All that's left is to break through past this point.
The Archbishop and Catherine are handling the bulk of the Imperial Army. That gives us the chance to infiltrate the monastery.
Our enemies have followed us even here. How unfortunate.
Your Majesty, the enemy's movement is suspicious. They may have some tactic in mind.
If so, then let's face them without delay. Form defensive lines and hold them to the death. Strike down all who approach.
Their troop composition is also strange. I would bet that they are concealing additional soldiers.
Okay. Ok, está bien, nomás tenemos que defender ahí.
I'll cut a bloody path.
A lo mejor si no las atacas.
Her will demand.
I do this for all of us.
Ready for anything.
Let's clean up.
Going for the kill.
¿Probaste con Violet?
I will prevail.
I'll cut through.
Put me in there. Hope you're ready. Big win. The result.
Nice form.
At your service.
More fighting.
What's my strategy?
My heart burns with pride.
No alcanzo a este, ¿verdad?
For the Empire.
No, no alcanzo, me falta, ok.
It's win or die. All
Bien. Voy a dejar a Delgar protegiendo la puerta. No voy a hacer que me salga.
Transporting large quantities of flammable material into the woods.
Oh.
They clearly intend to attack us with fire. We should do all we can to prevent it.
Troops waiting in the woods to ambush? We must avoid any suspicious areas as we advance.
Winning is what matters.
No use! Witness frigid pride!
Ahí está.
Now!
Okay.
Come at me, so that I may put you out of your misery.
Flame.
The time is now. As long as we stand here, you shall not pass.
Tiene Abraxas. Voy a intentar.
Back to the fray.
Ernie's unstoppable. It's win or die.
I must lead them well.
Voy a ver si puedo hablarle con Violet.
I'll use this power for the greater good.
You haven't earned my pity.
You're making me look bad.
Inconsequential.
O sea, si no me equivoqué, y matan a Dorotea. Bien.
Only thorns left on this rose.
Okay.
Boy.
Okay.
I will see this war through.
This could turn the tides.
Stay down.
Hardly worth the effort. A laughable.
I'll be home again soon.
Attack at your own risk.
Como objetivo, ahí te digo.
For Bridget, our enemy's plan is in ruins. Still, we must tread carefully.
Condiciones. Derrota a todos los comandantes enemigos. Aquí lo interesante es que Setet y Flame son comandantes también. Pero lo estoy dejando para el final. Justo por eso los maté.
It all comes down to this.
No use. To survive, I will win. My understanding is complete.
Fatalidad.
Big win.
Sí, voy a matar a todos menos a ellos.
Witness frigid pride.
Ya. Con 60 de crítico no le hizo crítico. No puede ser. Ahora no quisieron hacer crítico ninguno de los dos.
This is my stage now.
¡Oh, play!
Let's keep up the pace.
Did you think I'd let you go?
It's win or die.
Not for myself, for everyone.
This makes me terribly sad, but this is my duty, to which I must be true.
Pinch flame.
Father, please forgive me. I am returning to Mother now, before you do.
Flame! Please, no! No!
It's time!
Ahí estaba yo. Hasta la rayita roja me dijo, va a atacarme. Ahí me puse para que fuera por mí.
I will prevail. I fight for justice's name.
Ready for anything.
I do this for all of us. Let's clean up.
She flame. Oh.
What's my strategy?
At your service.
For the Empire.
I'll cut a bloody path. Her will demands it.
When I heard you were alive, Professor, I was so happy. But now this? How can it be that you fight on that side? I cannot take your life, for I owe you mine, even now. And yet I cannot back away from this fight. When this is over, my brother and I will go into hiding. It is the only way.
Que cuando terminara la batalla se iban a ir, se iban a esconder en quién sabe dónde.
Farewell, Professor. I do not imagine we shall ever meet again.
¿Se fue? Me hizo batallar un chorro la Flame. Bueno, todos están en pausa hasta que llegue yo con Violet.
Not what I was hoping. More fighting.
I'll cut through.
Put me in there.
Trespassing on holy ground is a grave sin indeed. You must atone for it with your life.
Bien. Ahora sí.
I'm sorry, Rhea. For Flame's sake, please take my leave to retreat.
También sobrevivió Sete.
We fought them off. Good work, everyone. We've repelled the principal force of the Knights and defended Garreg Mach.
¿Qué pasa por aquí? Tiene... Ok, ya. Ok. ¡Ay! 14 turnos.
Hubert, I require a damage report at once.
Yes, Your Majesty. We will have to make inquiries about the status of the main army.
Indeed. After all, it seems they had Rhea and Catherine fighting on their side.
Sí, Flame casi me hace matarla de puro coraje. A fuerzas querer ir para allá arriba.
My thank you so much.
Lady Rhea.
Me hizo darle la vuelta al mapa como Violet.
Completely driven away. We were able to make a clean sweep of those who came to attack us. However, I fear we can do nothing but retreat for now.
What of Sedith and Flane?
Sedith and Flane were able to escape in another direction. I have a message from them.
I am sorry, Rhea. I fear we must return to a life in hiding. I detest that person with all my heart. However, Flame's life is more important to me than all else. I pray that you will one day be free from the burden of your work.
I see. As expected, I am the only one left. Mother, please wait for me. I promise that I will save you. The filthy thief who stole you from the Holy Tomb. I will crush them with my bare hands!
Edelgard, Your Majesty.
Ya mataron a Randall.
I am so sorry.
Silence. We must tend to your wounds.
It will do no good. I can't be saved. You must know that. Ladislava has also passed. The enemy has withdrawn. You are safe now.
Understood. Good work.
Les dije que Ladislava y Randall se iban a morir. No son muy buenos enemigos. Ay, ay.
Another loss on my watch. As more blood wets my feet, they grow heavier with each step. Remorse, resentment, despair. I have dispensed with all such things to come this far.
And we must keep moving forward.
Empieza a salvar a los nuestros, salvamos a Flame.
The battle has ended in a draw with severe injuries on both sides. Some known commanders have been slain. Garreg Mach has not taken much damage, and so it would not be out of line to claim it as a victory for us.
Yes, we'll call that a victory. Although, I'm sure they will say the same.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Oh, what a terrible opponent that was! Why is the church always like this? How am I supposed to train for that? It was way too scary.
When I saw the enemy enter Garreg Mach, I prepared myself mentally for death. I thought it would be a fine time to die, but I suppose it wasn't quite the time after all.
Our luck was good to have grabbed victory. The church has great strength. We must not have grief, but must keep fighting. Can we be fighting now?
This was certainly a momentous victory. We lost a lot, but we also gained a lot. Certain lords in the kingdom have examined the situation again and decided to join our cause, changing their fealty based on just one battle. They are all a disgrace to the nobility.
Today, our enemy held many faces I knew well. If we must fight to the death with that kind of opponent, What will become of this world?
There's no stopping me. I'm ready to go strike the kingdom here and now. Everyone must see that we can easily unite Fodlan, don't you think?
Excellent job, everyone. The battle is over now. While we have sustained heavy losses, our foe has suffered far more.
Although not exactly as planned, a win is a win. It may be safe to say that there will be no more obstacles on our way to the next battle.
We will break through the Tailteen Plains and then set course for Ferdiad, the kingdom capital.
Okay.
The final chapter of our fight with the kingdom and the church is close at hand.
Igual me gustó haberme equivocado y haber matado a Flame para ver la reacción de Setet. Se me hizo chida.
Part 2. Crimson Flower. Lone Moon. Lady of Deceit.
La dama del engaño. ¿Rea?
After a narrow victory over the Knights of Saros at Garreg Mach, the Black Eagle Strike Force hopes to secure a route to Ferdiad, the kingdom capital.
Wow, eso fue rápido. Casi no habló el narrador.
The time has finally come to invade the kingdom capital. Or so I declared. In truth, we'll be advancing to a different location. Only you and the rest of the Black Eagle...
La dama del engaño.
Please bear that in mind.
Aunque te presente que esa información solo la Ok, entendido.
Seems you've already anticipated our intentions, Professor. Well done. Before Ferdiad, we must take Aryan Road, which lies near the border between the Empire and the Kingdom. As a city on the boundary of the two territories, it must be taken at once.
There are many villages within Aryan Road.
Ahí te digo.
We'll also face Cornelia, a general of the kingdom. We must also contend with Rodrigue, the head of House Fraldarius, as well as his troops. Once we defeat them, Aryan Road will be ours.
I hear Cornelia has a suspicious magic weapon at her disposal. We must attack before the enemy can respond with defensive measures.
Capítulo 16.
That's why we are preparing an assault before even our allies are aware. Even within our ranks, there is no way to know with certainty that there is not a rat among us who would leak such information.
When Aryan Road falls,
Cornelia.
we'll focus on striking Ferdiad from both the south and the east. The deeper we carve our way into kingdom and church territory, the more favorable our position. As ever, I'm counting on you, my teacher.
Vámonos, vámonos pues, Edelgard. Vámonos hacia el reino.
Must I? Fine. But I will sing it solemnly.
Is this necessary? I'll sing if I must.
Se traje a los que no querían cantar, ¿por qué? Oh. A Shamir le gustaría hablar contigo. Okay.
Thanks for your help out there. Battles tend to go smoother with you around.
Lo mismo digo.
I think you did most of the heavy lifting. It may be unwise to think this way on the battlefield, but I feel I can trust your commands without question.
A veces me equivoco.
Don't we all? But, judging by the results of our recent battles, you're clearly good at this. I've also noticed that you've been putting me in more precarious situations lately. Almost like you know I won't question your orders.
Sé que puedo confiar en ti.
Ha! I'm glad you trust me to get the job done, but still, I knew you were doing it on purpose. You're in a very important position now that you're leader of the Imperial Army. Funny to think you used to just teach at the Officers' Academy. Your old students still call you Professor. That's no title for the commander of an army.
No veo nada malo en ello. A mí me gusta.
You'll always be their professor, huh? You sure are an interesting one. My people lost the war, and I was left to wander Fodlan alone. But I guess meeting you was my prize. You look confused. Did you not know any of this? I was living in my homeland of Dagda, up until the Imperial Army destroyed it 10 years ago. But being a mercenary, I have no real allegiance. That's why I'm working here now. Don't worry, though. I don't plan to turn on you.
Más te vale, Shamir, más te vale. Ok. ¿Quién es el cumpleaños? De Yeritza. Vamos a invitarlo al té. A ese Yeritza. Alvinea.
What do you want? What a fine fragrance.
Tómate un tecito, Yeritza.
Thank you. Could be worse.
Maldito.
Yes.
El romántico despiadado de las armas, la vista del repente.
Oh. Yes.
Los amores tienen estas las battles. Última batalla.
Of course. Yes.
Working together.
Oh. I'm deathly allergic to this sort of thing.
Sí, Yeritza.
Yes. My gratitude.
Rose.
My gratitude. Yes. My
Let's make it try. Whetstone. Esto.
Thank you.
No sé cómo pasó, pero lo logramos. Tuvimos una cita del té con Yeritza. Hughie quiere hablar conmigo. Vamos a ver qué quiere.
Nice place, isn't it, Professor? Standing here, you can almost feel the goddess's absence. Discounting what dwells within you, of course. Do you think some punishment would rain down from the sky if this monastery were to be destroyed? Of course not. Even if the so-called Immaculate One came back here for revenge, that would only be a result of this war, not the work of a deity.
¿No te gusta la diosa?
If it is between love and hate, then I would choose the latter. The goddess failed to properly govern this world. That is why it is necessary for Lady Edelgard to become the supreme leader of Fodlan. Those with power must use it wisely. Is that not a teaching of the Church of Seros? It's absurd to preach to others what you cannot practice yourself.
A veces no hay más remedio. Ningún sentido.
That is logical, but I am afraid your logic is informed by your humanity. That is not the case for inhuman creatures with lifespans well beyond our own. We must fight to preserve what makes us human. You are the one closest to the enemy. I wonder if you will be able to maintain your humanity to the end.
El día que eso pase tú...
Does that mean you know I will do what must be done? You must trust me a great deal. I've already dedicated my life to Lady Edelgard. To throw my lot in with you is inconceivable. But if I had 2 lives to give, I might devote one of them to you. Not as master and servant, but as equal partners.
¿Eso fue una declaratoria de amor, Hubert? Edelgard ha aceptado la armadura del águila bicefala enviada por el Imperio, lo que le permite acceder a la clase emperatriz. ¡Wow!
Anything to grow stronger.
Nice. Yo también quiero una igual. Ya es emperatriz. No hay sellos, porque ya no hay sellos. ¿Por qué me quitaron los sellos? Vamos a explorar. Tengo el traje feo de ese profeta. Ya sé, no está tan chido honestamente mi traje, pero pues es único. Me hace sentir diferente.
Been informed of the surprise attack. That information could be devastating were the enemy to find out. Edelgard and those within the army. Initially, I had my own, but now...
Last month's fight with the Knights of Seros was a disaster.
¿Estás bien?
Are you asking if I'm okay with killing my former colleagues? Sometimes it's easier to get by without any personal attachment or religious beliefs.
El tío del día.
Ferdinand, I hope you'll take this opportunity to speak freely to me.
I do not require your permission to speak my mind.
Drama.
This is my favorite.
Ooh.
Se pegan, pero muy en el fondo se quieren.
This is my eating delicious.
I would be.
Te vengo volada. Sorry. Es que me llegó el olor a quemado. Dije, no se esté quemando algo de repente. Pero es de afuera. Dentro de un rato cuando ya acabe. Ah, sí está bien. No te preocupes.
Oh, my favorite food. You've got to try this.
Quién sabe si alcanza a llegar al capítulo, a la batalla del capítulo, porque todavía nos quedan las batallas del mes. Yo creo ya hasta mañana o el domingo. ¿Era Edelgard la que estaba quemando las cosas?
I have excitement in my heart for secret tactics. Surprise attacks are safe with friends. That is a wonderful thing.
¿Ahora qué están dando? Asha de plata.
Attack at your own risk. Hope you're ready. Who's next? Get in line. Big win. You're all going down.
Since I allied with... I abandoned resolute as I...
I appreciate your...
You're in...
¿Qué otra magia aprende Mercedes? Ese me acabó.
I have to ask.
Dime, Alois, ¿qué pasa? Se acerca el aniversario de la muerte del Capitán Geralt. Me gustaría dejar algo en su tumba para que sepa que todos pensamos en él. ¿Qué es lo que le hará más feliz? El mejor licor que encuentres, unas flores, un pescado delicioso. Mejor licor no.
Of course. That makes sense.
¿Rescatar? Ah.
Professor.
Según una hipótesis más reciente, la razón es necesaria, pero no bastaría para alcanzar el verdadero conocimiento si no se apoya con un poco de fe. ¿Quieres ayudarme a poner a prueba mi teoría? Sí, está bien. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Quién me quiere hablar? El Alois.
Hello, Professor. What brings you here?
Sí.
Fishing?
No, te vi por aquí. Exacto.
You know, I can hardly go fishing without thinking of old Gerald. He and I would just sit here, casting our lines again and again. I'm no better at it now than I was then. Not a single nibble.
Que estuvieses más callado.
Just like your father. You know all the tricks of the fisherman's trade. I was hopeless at it, but he was a master. In the time it took me to catch one fish, he could fill his basket to the brim. You know, talking to you, I'm feeling very nostalgic. Why don't you join me? We can trade some stories about the old man. We spoke before about how Gerald never seemed to age, right? Once, when he was drunk, he let the secret slip. He said he'd had an infusion of crest-bearing blood, and it had greatly extended his life.
Tomaba una infusión hecha con sangre de alguien que portaba un emblema. ¿Los emblemas te hacen vivir más años?
Well, we'd both been drinking. I figured he was joking, so I just laughed it off. Then I asked him his age. He said he'd stopped counting after he hit 100. And he was telling the truth. In those 20 years he was away, he didn't age a bit. An incredible person, to be sure. And I probably don't know the half of it. Actually, I'd like to ask you something about Gerald, if you don't mind. When Gerald was away from the monastery, what was he like?
Le gustaba pescar, que quisiera beber.
In other words, he was exactly the same. When he was with the knights, he always found time to go fishing. He was hooked on it, you might say. He'd say there was no greater pleasure in life than sinking his teeth into a fish he'd caught and washing it down with a drink. I have to say, right now, fishing with you, it really takes me back. This feels just like the good old days.
Ciento y cacho de años tiene el Geralt. ¿Y cuándo me tuvo a mí? Ah, bueno, a Violet.
Nothing is in.
We will be. We had a great.
It's all instinct now.
Transportar. Antes de irse al monasterio. Del monasterio.
Huh? Caspar? Whatever is he doing here? Oh no. Is he looking for
Sí, sí decía.
taller than him? The poor boy won't give up.
Pero ¿hace cuánto tiempo fue?
Today's my day. Caspar's day. Come get some.
Yes, Caspar, just like that. Just as we practiced. Yes, dodge. Yes. Perfect. Right there. He's open. Punch him right in the... Yes. Caspar, you did it.
And that's how it's done. Woo! And then I got him. Bam! Right in the solar plexus. Oh, I really wish you could've... Hey, are you even listening? This is when it starts getting real good.
I'm listening. I am sad to say, however, that the tale is slightly less thrilling the fourth time through.
You should be more excited. We finally won.
We?
Yeah, I couldn't have done it without your advice. You're a strategic genius, Linhardt.
Nonsense. Your strength carried the day.
Se van a casar.
Rambled on. You're the one who did the actual work. What's really amazing is how you wouldn't give up.
Whoa, I've never heard you compliment me before. Yeah, I don't think I like it. Seriously, though, I couldn't have done it without you. Like you said, I wouldn't give up on fighting, and I'm not gonna give up on this either.
I should have expected that, I suppose. That's just the kind of guy you are, after all. I guess this friendship is something that we can never escape from. Ever.
Are you saying you want to escape from our friendship?
Not at all. Even if I did, our fates would not be so easily untangled.
You got that right. No one can break this bond. Even if we argue and butt heads sometimes, we'll never have to fight it out. And that's a promise.
Understood.
Le gusta Casparín.
Anyone, anyway. This war is the last time I'll set foot on a battlefield.
Well, that makes sense.
Let's you and I come out the other side of this war alive and well, okay? That is a promise worth making.
Definitely. And let's win this thing while we're at it.
Con Hahnemann.
Ah, time to relax.
Professor Hahnemann, do you have a moment to talk?
Of course, Miss Dorothea. Whatever is on your mind.
I heard you were once a member of the nobility, and you surrendered your title to come here.
Indeed, I was a noble once. Why are you so curious about that?
I knew there was something noble about your speech and your perfect manners. You're always impeccably dressed, too, and you have a certain pride about you. What interests me is that you threw it all away. Why?
I threw nothing away, child. In fact, by stepping away from its trappings, in my heart I feel closer than ever to the true meaning of nobility.
How so?
Consider this. At its inception, the concept of nobility assumed that the greatest among the populace would rise to power. In my mind, I believe that means those who value knowledge, those who strive for more and wish to protect and guide their fellow man. However, in practice, nobility often serves to keep those deemed commoners down, segregated from those who, by chance, were born to a noble family. That is one of the reasons I decided to leave that nonsense behind and dedicate myself to the study of crests. Though I have abandoned my position, in my mind it was to pursue what I consider to be a truly noble pursuit. That of knowledge.
I see. Well, you're definitely a noble in that sense of the word. To pursue such admirable ideas without regard for your social position. How wonderful.
Pardon?
Oh, it's nothing. I was just very moved by your words.
Ah, well, I'm quite pleased to hear you say so.
Okay. Hoy 38. Kronek, hermosa de Kronder, campus de Kronder. Nomás porque me hará bien subir de nivel. Gronderfield. Ahora los tengo bien cerquitas. Los tengo prácticamente encima de mí. Ok.
Is that the one? Thanks a bunch.
Preparado.
Is that the one? Thanks a bunch. Is that the one? Thanks a bunch. Come back soon. Welcome. Is that the one? Thanks a bunch.
Estás a dormir, Kazu. Descansa entonces. Y ahorita ya nada más voy a estar haciendo lo del mes. No creo avanzar hasta la batalla del capítulo, a la final del mes. Voy a estar nomás entrenando las unidades. Entonces, a ver mañana si le doy también un ratillo en la tardecilla. No prometo nada. Fin de semana a veces salen muchas cosas que hacer. Pero si no, pues te veo en la próxima. Cuídate y buenas noches. Descansa. Bye.
Is that the one? Thanks a bunch. 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 Come back soon.
Ándale pues, Chris, descansa. Nos vemos mañana. Cuídate mucho y nos vemos allá para el Monster. Bye.
Welcome. Is that the one? Thanks a bunch. Come back soon.
Habilidad, velocidad y suerte más 4 durante un turno.
Is that the one? Thanks a bunch. Is that the one? Is that the one? Thanks a bunch. Is that the one? Thanks a bunch. Come back, sit.
For the Empire! For the fate of Bowden!
More fighting. This is my stage now.
I do this for all of us. Pretty good, huh?
What's my strategy?
I'll cut a bloody path. A waste of time. It is all.
At your service. Yeah!
Her will demands it. It won't be in vain. I'll cut through. You haven't earned my pity. Put me in there.
Let's clean up.
I will prevail.
Bow before her majesty.
Las vueltas.
This could turn the tides. There is still...
Winning is what matters.
I'll try harder too.
scratch won't stop me!
Impressive as always.
Ugh.
That off. Oh! Your death is not in vain.
39 ya.
It's not enough.
Going for the kill. Feels good to fight for a cause.
Wow.
He's unstoppable.
Estoy quedando dormido. ¿Dónde está? Okay.
Attention! I'll have your head!
You're all going down.
Una más y yo creo que lo dejo. Lo dejo por hoy. Son monstruos. Son 3 nomás. 4. Okay.
I'll cut through.
Let's clean up.
What's my strategy?
At your service. Leave it to me.
I'll cut you down!
All right, next.
Just like that.
I do this for all of us.
For the Empire!
I'll cut a bloody path.
More fighting.
I will prevail.
Put me in there.
For Bridget.
Leave my son!
You are impressive.
Maybe it...
If only...
will demands it.
You're all going down. That's...
Wow, amazing!
My thank you so much.
I am grateful.
I have gratitude.
Thanks so much.
I thank you.
Guess all that time wasn't wasted.
Teacher.
We had a great...
The battlefield has much to teach.
I think I got it.
I work to grow.
I still need to improve.
Interesting.
I must continue to
Ferdinand, I hope...
This...
Eating.
I would...
Ooh.
That... While
I...
Hey!
Okay.
Need something? This one? You're all set. This one? You're all set. See you again soon.
The utter discord. I can't...
I almost forgot.
Professor,
Lisita quiere hablar conmigo.
thank you for helping me with my training.
¿Desde qué horas? Ah, es que pasó el camión este, por eso andaba en mudo.
I'd love to do this again if possible. Your advice is always so useful. Everyone thinks you're a wonderful teacher. You account for people's weaknesses while capitalizing on their strengths. Initially, I wasn't sure you paid too much attention to your students. Clearly, I was wrong. After all, were that the case, you wouldn't be capable of providing such useful feedback. I'll continue to learn and grow from your instruction, Professor. I just know it. You think I'm determined? Professor, thank you. You're the only one who's ever praised me like that. I mean, people are always telling me I've got a knack for magic. If you can call the power of my crest a knack, they aren't wrong per se. Though bearing 2 crests isn't a gift I ever asked for. Anyhow, I've made a point to work harder than most and not rely too heavily on the power they bestow. So I find it frustrating that the only praise I seem to receive is directly related to that power. If you've noticed how hard I work, then well, it makes me very happy. Well, you see, it is because I am the only child of House Ordelia. I must do all I can for my family name. I'm determined to someday be of real value to them. And that day must come soon. I can't waste any time. I don't have much of it left. Anyway, I should be going. Thank you again for your help.
O sea, ¿quién me busca para allá?
Professor.
Hola, Petra. Hojas de menta. Mentita. Yeritza, ¿qué quiere Yeritza?
Lord Yuritsa,
I believe he used to be a professor at the Officers' Academy. It was also my understanding that he was personally recommended by Lord Arundel himself.
Arundel?
Gave him a position as a sword instructor.
Whatever the case is, behind that mask of death, there's an emptiness, a void. This is probably just a rumor, but I heard he was found and taken in by Her Majesty herself. Supposedly, he's the heir of the Hrim family. But I also heard he's only a distant relative who was adopted. He sure is mysterious.
Okay.
You've been asking around about me.
Es cierto.
It matters not to me, one way or the other. Do you want to know of my past?
Claro que sí, sí.
Why? Friend or foe, that's what you're trying to determine. But you won't find answers merely with words. There is only one path forward. Raise your sword if you have the nerve. Raise it and fight me. If you want to know my heart, know my sword.
¿Quieres que combatamos?
It's only to spar. Nobody will be slain. I cannot kill you yet. The Death Knight knows that very well. I've been told to refrain from killing you until the war has ended.
Okay. Cuéntame más.
I came to an understanding with the Emperor herself and agreed to do her bidding. The young Emperor discovered me long ago, though back then she was still a princess. Ultimately, it was she who erased my past. She placed me into a family that was disintegrating, that I might be their heir.
Así que fue Edgar.
Indeed. My past. My crimes for killing a useless man and his kin. To survive, the Death Knight must spill blood. Left to his own devices, he would kill innocent passers-by. Through the Emperor's grace, he was allowed hunting grounds. That is why, to this day, I follow her. I am not yet ready to yield such fertile hunting grounds. Nor am I ready to truly fight you. Of course, were I not here to hold him back, he would cut you down without hesitation. As for me, I too... never mind. If you've no intention of fighting, then be gone. Perhaps it is he who is to blame, but I feel oddly when I look at you.
Okay. No dejan de salirme, supports. Déjenme. Déjenme en paz. No, no estoy.
Professor.
I get it, Felix.
Finally, I notched a win against you.
Me has vencido por poco, me has destrozado.
Oh, please, I scraped by. When we spar, I feel like I'm revisiting my past.
¿Qué tipo de recuerdos recuerdas con esos recuerdos?
Like training with my brother. He always won, always, and died before I could win a single bout. From the first time I held a sword, all I wanted was to surpass him. And that's what drove me to become so strong.
Como Rakururu?
Such a thing, but
¿Sobre seria?
spent all these years training for a duel with a corpse.
Has encontrado la respuesta a mi pregunta.
Yes, I suppose I did.
I can never again spar with my brother, not unless he climbs out of his grave. Still, I continue my endless pursuit of strength. Maybe because I have a new opponent to measure myself against.
Yeritza.
You, obviously. I beat you this time, but when we next cross swords, who knows what might happen. It was a close match, not a crushing victory. I know that I can do better. I will surpass you in strength, and then I'll become stronger still.
¿Y después?
And then, when this war is over, I won't have as many chances to swing my sword. I can hardly imagine that. Anyway, thank you for helping me find an answer to the question you asked all those years ago.
¿Cuál era la pregunta? Oh.
Okay. Maybe.
I'm counting.
Professor. How are you doing, Professor? Would you care to join me for a cup of tea? It occurs to me that whenever we chat, I have a tendency to pester you with my questions and theories about your history.
Así es, Hanneman.
Fair to speak on the topic of myself for once.
Okay.
And perhaps you might feel more positively inclined toward my research if I shared my own story.
Vale, vamos. Te escucho.
I am quite pleased to hear you're interested. Yes, quite pleased. Well, I suppose I should begin at the beginning, eh? I was born into a noble house of the Empire. Not a large house, mind you, but noble all the same. Our land holdings were small, but our bloodline was quite strong. So, as you can imagine, there were many of us in the family who carried the power of crests. I myself bear a minor crest. Our family's abundance of crests may be part of the reason I've been interested in the topic since I was just a boy. I dedicated myself to my studies, and after years of effort, I became lead crest scholar at the Empire's largest research institution. My research is more important than social standing in the Empire. There I had only Imperial blood, and thus Imperial crests at hand. So I came to Garreg Mach and devoted myself to my research during my time as a professor. My progress is slow, but with each revelation, I move ever closer to the answers I have sought for decades. Your cooperation as the bearer of the Crest of Flames ensures my research will continue to advance. In fact, it may bring me ever closer to the goal of uncovering everything there is to know about crests. I do hope you shall continue helping me advance in this field of study.
De acuerdo.
Together, we will solve the mystery of your Crest of Flames, and our world will be the better for it. Shall we proceed? My lab instruments are fully prepared. I have a great number of tests I'm excited to carry out. No, don't worry. They won't hurt one bit.
Hanneman!
Oh.
Bueno, creo que ya no aguanto el sueño. Lo voy a dejar aquí en lo que nos preparamos para jugar más noche. La próxima sesión termino de ver los supports y continuamos con la batalla de este mes. Bueno, Chris, Kazu, Lex, gracias por acompañarme el día de hoy y nos vemos en la próxima sesión. Cuídense mucho y bye.